Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple in love that loves watching some movies together.
You sound so normal.
That's true. Anybody checking out this channel for the first time is be like, wow, they seem like a nice, lovely couple, and that doesn't realize how crazy we are. So we're going to check out Avatar 2. I think it's actually called Avatar: The Way of Water. It's a teaser trailer. And so it's been forever since Avatar came out. And
something like 13 years?
Yeah.
More.
Long time. So don't know that I remember the full story of Avatar. I just remember being, when I did see it, being blown away in theaters. And, it's technology has come a long way since then. So I can only imagine what this one's going to be like. So looking forward to it. We're going to see. I mean, it feels like even the trailer I need to watch in a movie theater
like
on
big
IMAX.
Screen. Yeah.
I mean, but here we go. They look like they're having fun.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Twice.
I know one thing. Wherever we go, this family is our fortress.
Wow. I mean, that just looks absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and breathtaking and fantastic. I mean, it looks like, I don't know if I want to, it's more so a world that right now I want to live in. Like, I want to go and live in that world right now. That looks so cool.
It makes me think of all the talk around the metaverse and AI and virtual reality and all of those things that are becoming a huge part of our world and going forward because technology is just crazy in its evolution. That is the future of virtual reality and augmented reality and like where all of this is, I think, going in the next 10, 12, 15 years. And that's enticing. Like, that's interesting to be able to go into these kinds of worlds and to create a world that is your fantasy, that you can just unplug from a day at work and plug into your fantasy and live that fantasy for the next 3 hours if you want to have escapism. All of that being said, that's where I think it's going. Avatar makes it look really appealing. The thing that I walked away with, which maybe this is all that I need, is this family is our fortress, which I think is something very relatable to, whether your family is a group of friends that you have formed a tight bond with, whether it's a, mother, father, child family, whether it's a father, child, whatever your family is, I think we as humans are social creatures, and that does become our safe haven. So the idea of your family as your fortress, I'm like, yeah, okay.
For me, it depends on why am I going to see a particular movie? I mean, if it's just like an independent movie, then okay, I kind of want to be hooked a little bit on the story of it or whatever, on the trailer a little bit, some kind of element in there that where I'm like oh, that's like an interesting character that I want to follow. With Avatar, from what I remember of it, I don't really remember like I said, the story beats or whatever. I just remember floating beautiful things coming at me, while I'm in the theater, and just that looks so gorgeous. This movie that I just kind of want to just go in there and like sit in a big IMAX 3D theater and just be in that world. And, like, I don't even care what the story's about, which I know I probably will be when I'm there. I'll be invested in it and everything. And like these characters, like, you know, I can get around. Your family is, you know, our family is our fortress. For me, like, this was the visuals was the hook, and they gave me all the visuals that I wanted to see. And so I don't know, I'm really looking forward to it.
It almost is the feeling of like when you go to a museum and there are like, you know how there are sometimes those little theaters with like the amazing visuals of the science that the museum is all about. Or for me when I was a kid, it was of course the Shedd Aquarium in Chicago, because I'm all about animals and I love the ocean. So that was my little favorite museum. To me, it kind of had that feeling, because like kind of like you said, we're like, you're not necessarily in the story, but you are just back observing it like this fantastic work of art that you are just blown away by, and you're so willing to be immersed in it. And that's kind of the feeling that this gives off. And
which is cool, because I mean, you know, a lot of stories, we had actually talked about this. I'm trying to remember if the video's been released yet on our other channel for Definitely Not Definitive Games.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But so we had this discussion about how the reason to play video games is because you want to like kind of like live in that world and like be immersed in that world, whereas in like movies and TV and books and everything's being like told to you, and the outcome's like already like decided, and you really have no sort of like input in how the action plays out or how anything plays out. With this though, it feels like this is something where you kind of like are going to be living in that world, and yes, like things are gonna be like, you know, gonna be told to you, but it feels like a very immersive experience just from this trailer kind of going in there. I mean, the different shots when he's underwater and like his hand was going out on like the tip of the water while he was underneath it and everything. It just really felt like, yeah, like you were there and you were in it. And you know, I've seen a lot of great visuals and different, you know, blockbusters and everything like that. Like the Marvel movies are great, like they have some great visuals, and like it's just like so blown, like, you know, it's amazing. But again, this just had a different feel to it of just like being in this world, and that's I don't think that's an easy thing to do, and I don't think that's a lot of things that, like, you know, a lot of movies are capable of.
I think the other thing, and this is going to sound very bizarre considering that there's obviously some kind of battle coming. We see two people in a ship, it looks like, that's about to drown. We see people carrying guns, but somehow this trailer had a very calming effect on me. It was very soothing.
Yes.
Like, you talk about the Marvel visuals, and they are awesome. They're also generally the end of the world. And I'm not saying that this won't be the end of the world. I mean, like, again, we saw people with guns. We saw people in danger. The shot of him running his hand across the top of the water, the shot of them flying over the water, the crystal clear, blue, clean water. I mean, like, all of this was just so, like, be calm, relax, forget how terrible the world is outside this movie theater. We're going to give you a 2-hour experience of just chill.
That's definitely not what it's going to be. Just see those people like in the woods. Like, or whatever,
it's not going to be that, but that's what it feels like
yeah.
from the trailer, because the trailer is very soothing.
Yeah.
And water is very soothing, and this is the way of water.
It is true.
That's all I'm saying.
Let us know what you thought about this trailer down below in the comments, and if you want to see more movie trailer reactions from us, we got playlists down below in the description of this video. We got playlists for kind of all the stuff that we cover on this channel. So if this is your first time checking out the channel, be sure to go ahead and check out the other playlists that we got available. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Avatar: The Way of Water, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.